This is a story that came out today on NBC News. Trump administration publishes rule restricting asylum seekers. So there are some that are challenging him, saying that this restriction is unlawful. What do you do when you have a president that barely knows the laws? Okay, you can tell he don't know them by the things he says. But ladies and gentlemen, again, Trump is going to do this, and I promise you, not that I want these folks here. I don't believe they should be coming here at all. I have said that before, but this is ultimately going to end up in court. Just the way Trump is doing this whole thing, it is going to ultimately end up in court. Fulfilling Trump's midterm promise to crack down on undocumented immigrants crossing the southwest border, the Department of Justice and Homeland Security published a rule on Thursday that will make it harder for immigrants to claim asylum if they are caught crossing the border between designated ports of entry. Senior administration officials told reporters at a conference call that Trump has the legal authority to do so because of sections of immigration laws that allow the president's discretion over who is admitted into the United States, the same language the administration used to support its travel ban in court. The officials said the plan is to force more immigrants who wish to claim asylum to do so at designated ports of entry. Recently, many asylum seekers have chosen to cross illegally because they are kept waiting for days in Mexico due to backlogs at ports of entry. In a joint statement, Secretary of Homeland Security Kirstjen Nielsen and Acting Attorney General Matt Whitaker said, consistent with our immigration laws, the president has the broad authority to suspend or restrict the entry of aliens into the United States if he determines it to be in the national interest to do so. So they're just conveniently getting everything in place before these folks arrive. And the ACLU is already saying they will sue. Like I said, this is going to be tied up in court. And let me tell you something. These immigrants are filing lawsuits not because many of them are intending to go to court, ladies and gentlemen. When it comes down to immigration, the courts are so backlogged. It may take a year or more for that court case to come up. So any lawsuit that is filed, they are going to bring it to court. So it gives them ample time to just get completely lost in the country. Many of these immigrants don't go to court because they get deported on the spot. So they will file lawsuits because they know it's going to be a long time before the lawsuit comes up. And by then they disappeared, could be using an assumed name. You don't know where they are in the country for that year. The proposal is patently unlawful and there will be a court challenge, said Lee Gerland, Deputy Director of the ACLU's Immigration Rights Project. Immigrants crossing between ports of entry will still be allowed to claim asylum, but will have to prove that they meet a higher bar than a credible fear of returning to their home country. The current preliminary test under the new rule, the official said asylum seekers will only be permitted to retain at large in the US as they await court hearings, if they can prove reasonable fear or that they are protected under the UN's Convention Against Torture. Under international law, however, asylum seekers are permitted to make a claim regardless of where they enter. Trump is expected to sign a presidential proclamation finalizing the rule on Friday morning. So there you go. They're just trying to get everything in place before they reach the border. You know, the troops are there already, but it's probably going to be a few more weeks before they reach the border. You know, on foot, it takes a while when you're walking hundreds and even thousands of miles. So it's going to take a while, but I think they're not thousands of miles away from it. They're probably still several hundred miles away from the border. But please tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I will see you on the next video. Peace, family.